Hello everyone, welcome back to my jbird. And this is Battle of the Boxes. And this one's called Battle of the Boxes Game 1, jbird to the bot 2200. Now, I did use the arrow analysis on this game, and and some games I didn't use the arrows, which I'll tell you, but this game I did use the assistance, but I picked and choose which arrows I wanted. I pick and choose, and sometimes I didn't listen to arrows at all and did what I wanted to do. But I still used the arrows, which helped me. Now, all them games before, I didn't use no assistance. I figured out through the program what moves I had to make, and then memorize them and play game after game, lose game after game, and even come back the next day and try to do it again and over until I got the game. And then you've seen them games before against 2200, 24, 25, 27, whatever they were. And I was making the moves without knowing why those moves were being made. They was all memorization. And there's a big difference between memorization and knowing why you're making the moves. So here, now I use the arrows, but I pick and choose. So hopefully these arrow analysis will get me to these games where I can stop using the arrows and pick up what I'm missing to do without any help. All right, let's get down to it. And we're at D3, E5, and I'm in white. E3, D5, H3, D6, A3, A5, and you take notice look how this opens up, this 2200 bot with the queen out. After A5, D2, C6, E2, and there it is since 1977. There's your jbird right there. G6, G3. Now you've seen this. I've seen some games where now I did this all on my own basically, and even though I had the arrows running, I still picked and choose. I didn't listen to the arrows or tell me push this up or this one up or take the knight up, take this knight up, and then this come like this. I have to then it because the arrow came up, I got to defend, and then I pick it up on my own after a while. After G3, D6, C3, which I know right away now. I told you before I like to bring these knights up. After C3, F6, H2. Now here, this is my DF8 rook lift, deep Fritz 8. I got some games coming up where I named these openings. This one's only called jbird, but we'll get more to it because I had to push this pawn up here. It gave me easy access to get a rook lift without any threats from this bishop. Okay, after H2, he castles. G2 over. E4. Now normally, I read the arrows, I was thinking, well, I go here first before I run the bishop up here, which I already knew about. That's why I'm going to run the knight to go get the bishop out. Stop this because I need, see everything going this way? Everything's going this way to the king. I have to get, it's good to get rid of that bishop. Okay, now after E4, I chose this way because the arrow said this, which I knew what it was going to do. I know why. Already I knew why. I was learning this. But normally I do this one right away. I pass. But I listened more to the arrow. Well, it was a choice. So after B5, E6, G4. And then this said with another choice. Then I looked at it. Yep, this is good. Nah, it's still good because we're going to push anyway. So after G4, he goes G5. I take the bishop D6. D6 takes. I push up. Now I was still thinking, well, I should lock this up. It gave me this choice, so I wanted to see what this is. See, I got to learn more about this pushing pieces past this pawn right here on this king like this. That's why I did it, because I want to learn more what I need to know here in this situation. After F4, he goes check, H4, F1. D7. And obviously, I'm looking over everything. Why? Okay, everything's covered. What happens if he takes? Takes. Now, okay, all right, everything's good. After D7, threaten the queen. E1, which makes sense. F6. Down, locks up. I'm lucky to get that in. Normally, another program will push this and confuse this whole game. Now the game's a simple game. That's why I always like locking that up right away to make it a simple game. After D4, C8, H4, now you just push your pieces. Everything's defended. You just push. F8, H5, H6, H3, E7, G1, D7, F2, E8, F1, C8, C3, C6, E1, and I'm picking and choosing. It's telling me other options here, but I'm more focused over here. I want to make sure everything's right here, and maybe that was a bad move here and then to go back to do that, but we come back after E1. He goes G5. Okay, I know I want to take this. No matter what, you take it. Because, number one, you want to clear this open. And two, get rid of one of his pawns over here for defending. After G5, G6 takes. G6 takes. H4. G7. B5. And see, threaten. And they keep threatening all the time here. We're going to be trading pieces down. Keep the pressure on, which I got some notes on other games and that I picked up that this is what this is doing, pressuring the other side all the time. After B5, B6, D7 takes, D7 takes, E7 takes, E7 takes, G3, F6, G5. Now either way, he has to move this knight, do something about it. And let's see what happens here. After G5, he goes B5. Queen over H4. No matter what he takes, we're still good to go here. After H4, C6, G4, H7, H6, H6 takes, F5, F7, takes, check at G6, G7, F1, E3 check, H1, H6, G5, F6, check H6, takes H6, takes F6, G8, G7 check. And see, now the analysis I did have to follow over here. This gets kind of confusing, but you gotta play games that you might not see or understand, so you've seen it. So there might come a time you will remember, and then you will do it. I was told, I'm through with the memorization stuff. Playing a game, memorize it, just to beat that only that opening, that game, and then can't go play a blindfold blitz game and go and lose. No. I was told that you keep playing and you keep working at it, you will become what you need to become without memorization. It's not through memorization. It'll just be that you're just going to do it. Okay, after G7 check, H7, F8, B6, takes G8, G8 takes, F4, B5, H5, B2, F6 check, F7, Queen check, F6, takes F6. Okay, now I'm positive after this point, I didn't even listen to the arrows anymore. I picked and choose because it wanted me to do certain things certain ways, and I went around just started taking pieces. After f6, g6 check, e7, h7, e6, g6 check, f5, and then when I seen this, I went down here. I did this. It wanted me to do something else. There was actually another way to get it in a checkmate and do this up here, but I didn't follow them arrows. I just did what I wanted. But then I seen this, a check and get his rook. After f5, g2 check, e6, takes b2, b6, b6 takes e3, check, h6, d7, e3 takes c7, b2, a4, e7, check, c8, h2, b8. See, and I took the easy way. You're going to see a lot of games where I like to keep them in the back line and then finish him off. After b8, h8, and that's mate. Now, let's quick go over this a little bit real quick. That was 61 moves. Like I was saying, these arrows and these games, all the openings I created, but I need help, you know. And this is the game here. I'll play a little bit quicker, and there's my jbird, which I didn't use no arrows. I told you this before. Now, I've been picking up on that. Every time I open that way and the queen comes over here, I know to push that pawn. So, you know, basically, we still didn't, and I already know I could put the knight up here for the bishop. I already knew that. So, even though the arrows were running, I knew that. But this, I knew I wanted to do this no matter. That was another thing. This is a perfect rook lift here. This pawn's protected. Now, he could have thrown his queen over here sooner, and then maybe I would have had to push that pawn. But it didn't work that way, and I got my rook lifted. So it didn't matter. This was perfect for me. I always try to do this anyway right here. These 10 moves. Like I said, with Deep Fritz 8, the first 15 to 20 moves, I created myself. I just had to memorize 23 continuation moves after that. That was the thing. And then I could beat the game, and then knew how to beat the game every time. But then you're walking around playing, thinking about that game, but you can't beat any other game. All right, but it said to go here, and okay, I wanted to get crazy. I'd rather pass first, not let him take this and confuse the game. But I went this way, and then it said something about this, so I took this way. But still, I didn't like this if he still took. I guess he didn't take because the bishop would come here and threaten the queen. Maybe that's why. See, maybe that's the reason, knowing why he didn't even take it. I don't like thinking too much like that. I'd like to just get it done and be done with it. And then the game goes on. I take the bishop. And this is another one right here. Learning about this, when it's safe to actually push this pawn and leave the king open. The game goes on. And timing's everything. I found out another thing. It's timing is key. Timing the pieces, moving your pieces at the right place at the right time. It's the timing. And it goes on here. And right now I'm still following arrows. And pushing that. You see, maybe I could have wanted to go trading pieces right away. Get this over here. Run the, no. I got to see it. And this was the better way. Everything's defended. And once we got to this point here, that right here, once we got to this point, I knew what to do. I just Now everything's all me. I know that. I remember this game. It was all me. Because it wanted me to go in another direction. And then once it went down like that, I knew that's it. Game over. Okay, thanks for stopping by. We're going to have some more games for you.